Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today I want to do a little test. I've got Alan down here. I'm going to make the most of having Alan down. So I'm going to pretend that I own a golf shop and that I've got all these clubs that you see scattered around on the shelf. And Alan's going to select a club and I'm going to set it up as what the standard is. So it would be like if you picked a Callaway, for example, I'd put an R300 shaft in. Whatever their standard regular shaft would be, Alan's going to pick off the shelf and then we're going to see if we can fit him better to prove a point of fitted is better than off the shelf. So, Alan, I have sent you into my wonderful shop of tricks.
Yes.
And what have you come back with?
I've come back with this.
So what have we got here?
G710.
So we've got the G710 Black. Black is standard setting, so it allows me to be able to see what the head's doing, and then obviously if he's a standard lie, fine. But it's standard length, standard lie. This is the Nippon shaft, the AWT 2.0 regular. This is what Ping send their regular shafts in. Okay, so if you went and bought these off the shelf, this is what you get: standard lie, standard length, standard shaft.
Yep.
Right? So we're gonna let you hit a series of shots, get some numbers, and then I'm going to see if I can fit you into something better, or tell you how we would manipulate effects. I've only got that one fitting head, so I don't have the upwards and downward lies, but we will be able to see with this quad what the lie angle is of the club and whether that needs tweaking. All right?
Yep.
Smash some balls. You've hit some shots with it now. How does that feel?
Feels okay. It feels heavy. It does feel heavy.
Okay.
But I was hitting it well, I think.
I can't really. I can change the weight of the shaft, but I can't change the head weight.
No.
Unfortunately, because that's just what it weighs. Right, let's see what numbers you got. Right, so ball speed 104, launch angle 16.6, which isn't bad. Really good standard deviation as well. Spin at 4488. I'd like to see that up a bit, which will give you a bit better peak height. And average carry 146. And then if we look at his dispersion line, it's slightly left to right, which is what Alan gets, but it's quite big from front to back, which is something I'd like to tighten up. Right, Alan,
yes.
So if you were buying those clubs off the shelf, that numbers there is what you would be getting if you went and played out on course, okay?
Yep.
So that's what you get. So now we're going to see if the fitting system and the purpose of a club fit is worth it. I could be actually putting myself out of business here, because I'm a club fitter, but we're going to see if we can improve on those numbers, and see if having a fitting would have benefited you over just buying them off the shelf. All right? Right, so I want to see if we can pick your head speed up, and I want to see if we can pick the spin up, and in turn I want to see if we can bring strike into the centre. So there's a couple of things that we've done. So I've changed the shaft, so you've now got the Alta CB AWT-R, so that's a counterbalance shaft. It's 72 grams. And I've put ½ an inch longer shaft in it. So one or two things will happen. You will either find the centre of the face because you're quite toey, the extra length will bring strike more into the centre, or you're going to fat this.
Cool.
Right? Because the length of shaft is
I'd
too
go
much.
with the fat.
So we're going to hit some shots with this and see if we can move the strike.
Let's do it.
First shot, Alan, what happened?
I fatted it.
As called. Right. Come on, play again. Better. Right, how does that feel?
Feels a hell of a lot better.
So what's the big problem with it at the minute? That's the thing.
Fatty.
So you hit it fat. So that ½ an inch, which we would hope would move strike, for you has made the shaft too long. So it's actually not helping the strike. It's actually just making you fat the ball. So we're going to swap it for this one, which is exactly the same shaft in a standard length.
Okay.
Right, same shaft.
Yep.
½ an inch shorter, so standard length again, which is what your current irons are anyway. I just wanted to test the length of shaft because that should sometimes move strike.
Yeah.
But for you, the way you deliver it, it was just fat in it. So we've gone back to a standard length shaft in the same Alta CB regular 72 grams, and let's see if that makes any difference.
Okay.
Right, Alan.
Easy.
So, what does that feel like now we've put you back in? They've taken the shaft options.
Feels a hell of a lot better. Getting better height as well.
What does it feel? Without looking, obviously you can see that behind me, but without looking at that, what does, as a feeling compared to the first one, does it feel like it's lighter for starters? Because you said the first one.
Oh god, yeah. The first one was like way heavy.
So it feels lighter.
Lighter.
Because of that, you feel you can swing faster,
Yeah,
or you've
I
got
feel
more
it's
control
good.
over
Yeah.
it. So with it in that, do you feel like you can feel the actual weight of the head more?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. With the other one, it was like the whole club you could feel.
Yeah.
But with this one, it's definitely, I can feel the head more. Definitely.
So do you feel like because you can feel the head more, you kind of
I can control it a bit more as well.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So that's what changing shafts can do. Sometimes it's just a feeling, but the feeling of it being better will make you give you better numbers, as well as what the technology in the shaft is doing. So let's take a look at the numbers. Right, now if we look at the actual numbers then, so iron is what he would bore off the shelf. If he'd have walked into a normal high street store and bought off the shelf, he would have got 104 ball speed, 16 launch, 4/4 spin, and we've been through the numbers. Now we've fitted him into a lightweight graphite shaft, and as a result his ball speed's gone up from 104.8 to 107.4. Launch angle is very similar, which is what I like, but what I like is this spin. So before it was 4488 with a standard deviation of 990, which is 1,000 spin. That means it's 1,000 each way. That could be 3/4 or 5/4. But now it's 5/2 with a standard deviation of 400. So that's 5/6 to 4/8. So it's still more than that is. And as a result, we've only gained him 2 yards, but we've gained him a better peak height, which will give him a better descent angle. And it's actually tightened that dispersion. The shot shape is very, very similar. But the front to back dispersion here is a lot tighter than the front to back dispersion there. So it means when it comes to him knowing his distances, he will have a better understanding of where the ball can go front to back. And so if we look here again, and also because of the light weight of the shaft, we've gained him 1.6 mile an hour in the club speed, which is then resonated into the ball speed. The efficiency is the same. He's still hitting down and he's still out to win. All those things we're not going to change with Alan, but what it has done has given him a much tighter front to back dispersion. And one thing I forgot to mention is putting him in this shaft has actually put the lie angle 2 degrees toe down. So I would then order it 2 degrees toe up, which would then hopefully bring the left to right a little bit better because of the way the face angle works basically. So in essence, by him coming here for a fitting, I mean, I've got plenty of shaft options and it would have taken longer and we'd go out on the course to do it, but it just wanted to show a quick example of the difference between going to buy these G710s off the shelf as opposed to going to a fitter and seeing if they can be improved on. And what's happened to Alan is he feels more comfortable because he's got a lighter shaft. It's brought his front to back and left to right dispersion in. It's gained him more spin, it's gained him more peak height, and as such when he does hit a green he will be able to stop the ball better, and it's also gained him 2 yards. And it just, what the purpose of the video was is please stop buying off the shelf. It's literally all I can say. You could come here if you're a local and it would cost you £37.50 for an iron fitting on top of the cost that it would cost you to buy the irons off the shelf, but then you leave knowing that you're fitted and it works and you can see the data and there's nothing to hide. Whereas if you buy it off the shelf, you kind of go to a driving range, you hit a few shots and you think, yeah, it's lovely, but actually you don't have a clue what the ball's doing after it leaves the club head. Please get fitted, and hopefully that video has shown you just a very quick example of why you should get fitted, because you're leaving spin, you're leaving distance, and you're possibly leaving lie angle and everything on the table, when a quick fitting or an hour and a half fitting with a qualified fitter could really transform your game. If you are new, if you have liked that video, as always, please do click that like button down below. It does mean the world to me and it does help get that video out there. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button as well, or if you have watched previously and not yet subscribed, please do hit subscribe. But for the time being, please stay safe and we'll see you all soon.